he's going to go ahead and talk to us a lot more in depth about Nero, about some exciting things that we have coming on that front. So let's let's get to work here. So over the past couple years, Aurum has evolved from an ambitious vision into a rapidly expanding AI finance ecosystem. And so AI finance is a term that we came up with because it really explains really well what we're doing as a company. We all know what finance is. We all know what AI is, or at least many of us are using it and dabbling with it and trying to fold it into our daily workflows or search flows or whatever we want to call it. And when we put these two together, when AI is working with our finances and our money and our savings and those kinds of things, it's really exciting. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of progress that's been made in this front, and Aurum is at the forefront of this. So, what the ecosystem brings is the AI trading with digital assets, real world assets, product at its core, with infrastructure for payment, and all of this in a decentralized technological platform. So what we're building here is much more than a product. It's a family of products. It's an ecosystem where people could come in and use the different products and services to manage their money, to grow their money, to grow their wealth, and to provide for their families and for their future. Now, we've had an amazing run here. As he said, we had 7,500 people last year. We had 22 million under management. And I was looking at my pictures. That was June 19th last year. So that's just over 13 months from now. And as you can see, we've done really, really amazingly well. 800 million is our new number across all of our products, which that's an amazing number. It deserves a giant, giant round of applause for all of those that have participated in that. But it goes far beyond that. The 800 million is an exciting number. We're going for a billion, then probably two, then five, then 10, and so on and so forth. But there's a couple things here that really blew my mind as well. 300,000 partners is a very, very, very robust number, I would say. While I was at Binance, getting hundreds of thousands of users in such a short period of time is something to be commended, and it really speaks to the value of our products, to the value of the opportunity at hand, because people use apps that they like and that work for them and that do the things that they want them to do. And if you don't have something out there that people want, it's very hard to get to these numbers. But we clearly at Aurum have something that the people need, that people are liking, and that's working really well. I think it's also amazing that we've had over 5,000 people attending our events, which have been held across 9 different countries. So Paris, Maldives, which is the one I missed, had a little bit of a health issue in the second quarter of this year. Like Shane said, though, I'm back. I'm ready to start planning for the Bali trip, and we have quite a few exciting things in between there. And then the rest of this year is going to be amazing. We have, Token 2049. We're trying to do some things down in Australia during the blockchain week, and a host of other things. But 50,000 Aurum cards have been sold. We have had some hiccups with shipment. This is not something that we wanted to have happen, but unfortunately, there are issues with the delivery of the card, and we're working very hard to correct that. We also have 8 products that are pretty exciting. That ranges from Nero, which Andrew's going to talk extensively about here in a little bit, but then the RWAs, which are exciting, both in Bali and the gold ones. We have the Aurum Flash, we have the Neobank, and we have all of those other products that you guys all have come to know and love, like the EXEI, the Pro, the Zeus, and all those other ones. So, this has been a great run for us. The last year especially has been really, really strong growth for us. So we're very excited about the future. Now let's dive into briefly just on a couple traditional, the first products that we had out the door at Aurum, the AXI bot. You can see since July, July 15th, and now this is since its launch in 2023, end of 2023, we have over 700% that's come in across that bot. Now, it's important to understand in life that past results aren't a guarantee of future returns. We're not guaranteeing these numbers out into the future, but this is what we've been able to accomplish so far, and we're pretty excited about our prospects of being able to meet these kind of goals for the future and do our very best to hit them. Now, the EXI Pro bot is one that has obviously a little bit less return, but it has a little bit more liquidity and freedom of withdrawal. It doesn't have the penalty. It doesn't have the the conditions that the other one has. So this is a really exciting number for a product of that nature. Since Q1 of 2025 up until the 15th of July, we've done over 100% on that bot. So 116, really an amazing number again. And then the last one that I'll go over on the totals is the Zeus bot, which was launched in Q4 of 2024. Now the Zeus bot has been a really strong product for us. We have the BTC, which you can see over 100%, 109%. That means if you put a BTC in back then, you now have two BTCs or just over, and that's really amazing, because BTC itself is a store of value asset looking to the future well known for its nature of not being very, its scarcity, I guess is the best way to say it. So these numbers, which you're able to you sort of compound your growth both on the BTC growth itself or the ETH or some of the other ones, BNB especially I know well, as that's the Binance coin, and you can see over 130% during this time. So, congratulations to the team, congratulations to everyone that's been involved in this. It's really a special product. All right, that's enough about the past. Now let's talk a little bit about Aurum's future before I hand it over to Andrew here. As you can see, this growth has come really, really fast, and we want to stay one step ahead of the growth. So the next phase of Aurum ecosystem, as you can see, there is both focused on decentralized and regulated financial service, all inside one unified ecosystem. And that's really what we're focused on, because there's different people, there's different needs around the world, and not one shoe fits all feet. And so that's what we're looking to focus on here is how do we create regulated products for those that need them, want them, use them, and at the same time have the decentralized infrastructure that can be used across the board as well. And that's something that we've cracked, we've sort of cracked the code on that. We have Nero that's working really well. This is our solution to that, but we're continuing to build a lot of other things, DEX and a lot of other really exciting products that are gonna be unified, that are gonna be part of this ecosystem and help us continue to grow in the way that we have. So let me just break this down. Don't want to dive too deep into it today, but I want to give you guys a high-level overview of what our long-term strategy is. And since Andrew came in, since I came back from my time off, I really want to focus on the strategy and being there for the community, being there for the leaders at the events and at the other times when we can interact with them. So the two things that I'm really focused on is how we can grow in a regulated manner. So I'm talking about licensed operations. I'm talking about regulated financial products in certain markets that comply with local regulations. Very important for us. But we also have a need for a decentralized product growth that caters to users of Web3 who prefer to do DeFi type things in non-custodial infrastructures, controlling their own assets through a Web3 wallet that interacts directly with a smart contract. So both of these models work together under one Aurum ecosystem. It's a unified ecosystem, and we're continuing to develop and grow this strategy. So how is this strategy being executed? Well, we have a couple different ways we'll do that. Andrew will talk a little bit about the Nero and how we're doing that, but I think the important thing for you guys to understand is we're working really hard to make sure that we do have these options so that those people that require regulated services in their jurisdictions continue to operate under licenses, continue to have a compliant first approach, and continue to be regulated by the local authorities. We're also going to be folding in the Nero infrastructure into the back end of most of our products. So as you can see, EXAI bot will operate with the Nero AI trading agent on the back end. And again, this is strictly a technology play on the back end. It's no change to the user, no change to the interface. It'll still operate exactly the same way that it does. Any investment that you have or any funds that you have already in there will continue to operate in a seamless manner. But they will be operating on a decentralized infrastructure that's built on the Nero product suite. So pretty exciting stuff here. Can't wait to see how this unfolds and how we can grow this into sort of the next $1 billion and the next 500,000 or 700,000 users. That 1 million number is really a special number to me to get under the sort of the active user base, and so we're going to continue to push towards that. So what stays the same? I'm talking about changes and things that we're going to do and regulatory and all this stuff, but I think what's important is that the products that we have currently stay the same. So the trading investments will continue to operate on the same proven AI trading strategies. The algorithms continue to operate. There's no change to that. And the product objectives and targets are going to continue to stay the same as well. So we still have the same targets. We just sort of have a different arsenal of weapons to be able to get there with. And then the existing users don't have to do anything different, as I mentioned. The transition affects the infrastructure side, so it's really not something you'll see too much, but it doesn't affect the trading logic. And as I mentioned, existing positions remain, and active products keep on operating exactly the way that they are. So another thing that we've done in this regulatory effort is we've developed and purchased a self-regulatory organization in Switzerland. So this is called an SRO, and this is FINMA recognized in that jurisdiction, was give us a lot of regulatory power in the European area, especially in Switzerland. And we're really excited to announce a little bit more about that. I'm not going to announce any more than just kind of tease it right now because we're working hard on that. And that's something that Andrew is also heavily involved with. Okay. I'm wrapping up my time here. I don't want to take too much time. As you guys know, I'm often straight and to the point and want to kind of deliver this information to you and turn it over to Andrew so the call doesn't go over too long. But the regulatory capabilities are extremely, extremely important to the future of how we build this business, right? There's a lot of people that require theirs. There's a lot of jurisdictions that are starting to get a little bit more tricky for us to have users in. And so what I want to talk about here, you can take a picture of this slide, but just know that all 8 of these are extremely important to us. Now, I'm going to start with number 4, OTC services. This is something that we've always wanted to be able to provide to our customers, a way for them to have a fiat, a bank transfer, and turn that into crypto and vice versa, right? So this is over the counter, and this is a way that you can trade cryptos for fiat, fiat for cryptos, and other types of assets without it going on to the order book of an exchange. And so what that does is it avoids that exposure onto an exchange, which may or may not change the price, depending on the size and the volume and the timing of the order. But then we also have a couple other things that we want to talk about, which is the payment solutions, focus on regular payment solutions. I know there's some jurisdictions like the US where it's very complex and you need 50 different local licenses as well as a federal license in the European Union, in Singapore, and some of the other more advanced financial markets, I guess you could say, such as Dubai and some of the other ones. But we're focused on bringing some of these payment solutions to you guys so we can make it easier and more seamless for people to get in and out of the business. And then, the other ones that I have here, the digital assets and exchange and financial intermediation, those are things we've been working on for a long time. Shouldn't be news to anyone. But the last 3 are pretty important. Now, transaction monitoring is an important one. We saw a lot of this at Binance. There's some really advanced companies that do tracking and monitoring of transactions. And think about it this way. If you have a dollar bill that was involved in a crime that someone spent at a store, that the store sent to a bank, that the bank gave out at an ATM to someone that spent at another store, that then they gave you change, that's 5, 6, 7 hops away from you personally. There will never be a chance that someone will come to you and say, hey, that dollar was involved in a crime over there, and we need that dollar back from you, right? But that's happening in crypto, right? If 4 or 5 hops back, someone that you don't even know or have any connection to use that money for nefarious purposes, it can come back to haunt you. And so we really want to focus on making sure that doesn't happen to our users by having very strong transaction monitoring capabilities so that we can alert and warn people of these types of things. And then obviously, KYC, KYB procedures. As we get more and more regulated, we're going to have to really focus on these and have excellent services inside of our products that are regulated to be able to handle this. And then AMLK compliance, which is anti-money laundering. We all are focused on ensuring that money laundering doesn't happen on our platform. None of us want that. That's not what this is for. So let's continue to build out those capabilities. All right, I'm going to shift here at the end to a little bit of PR stuff, and then I'm going to hand it over to Andrew in a couple slides here. So, um, want to announce a new ambassador for Nero. His name is Michael Vandepop. He's one of the leading voices in global cryptocurrency, Web3 investing, market analysis. He's really, really well known. And so we're really excited to have him join us as part of the team as an ambassador. He's not, he's not an employee of the company, but he's going to be at some of the conferences, some of the events. He's an active blockchain investor. He's a strategist. It's really good for us to have a guy like this on our side. I've known about him for many years, even prior to my Aurum days. Really, I don't know him personally, but he's a really good guy, and we're looking forward to having him join as part of the team of ambassadors. And then the last thing I want to go into is a little bit of industry recognition. We've done really, really well in PR. Now there is some negative PR as we continue to grow. There's people that are continuing to take shots at us from a character point of view, from a MLM, blah, blah, blah point of view. There's a lot of stuff out there, but I think it's really important for us to focus on the positives that we're getting out of this. As you grow bigger, you're always going to have people that come at you and are trying to take you down, and that's just part of the nature of success. We had this at Binance. We've had this, at every successful company, and especially those companies that are groundbreaking companies that are pushing the envelope on innovation, that are doing things that are different and special. People just get jealous and can't handle it. But what we have here is an amazing sort of PR thrust that we're going. We have uh, added a couple different people on the backside of our PR department and our marketing department. Trusted crypto market analyst and educator, one of them, and then another one is a former Coin Telegraph contributor who's been doing excellent work. And some of the stuff that you see out there on the social media and in the traditional media and digital media are work that has done by these two special individuals. So kudos to you guys if you're listening. Thank you for all the hard work. And community, please know that we have some of the best professionals in crypto media and PR on our side. And I think you can see this in the follower count on X, for example. We're almost up to 900K, and the YouTube subscribers has really grown rapidly. I would say to 170K, which is a fantastic thing. So all this to say, we've been doing really well. I think everyone that's involved in Aurum can sense the momentum that we have, can sense the energy. I missed it for a while I was out with my health concerns, but once I got back and once I felt better to travel and to be with the community again, the second I walk into the hotel, the energy is just palpable. The Aurum signs are everywhere. The people are excited, taking pictures, taking videos, doing little interviews. I probably took over, thousands of pictures this weekend, and I'm so happy to do it because I just love our community. I love how hard everyone's working to make their dreams come true. And so I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Shane. I want to thank Ahmed. I want to thank the rest of the leadership team. I want to thank Tom, HP, and all the other great leaders out there. Michael, Dino. The list goes on and on and on. There's tons and tons of people that are making our results that you guys see possible. And so, from the bottom of my heart, that's my message to everyone more than anything is one of gratitude and one of hope for the future. So, yeah, I'll turn it over to Andrew now, and thank you everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Signing off.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. How am I for sound?
You're good. Good.
Perfect.
Sounds
Perfect.
perfect.
Okay, fantastic. And to echo what Brian said, I mean, we're looking at about 2,800 people on this Zoom right now, and Aurum, Nero, none of this exists without you. So to extend that kudos even further, um, thank you to everyone for the hard work, for the support, and for the growth that we're experiencing because you. There's oh Shane, one country you forgot to mention, but I saw it pop up on the screen was Spain. And congrats on the World Cup. It's good to see some Spanish and some Argentinian representatives on this, but well done. And we have some exciting things to discuss today. So I'm going to share my screen here. Um, the All right, Brian, is that good? You can see my screen?
Perfect, perfect. You're good to go.
Okay, fantastic. Um, so with that said, first of all, I'm going to be talking about the Nero token community campaign. But before I jump into the slides here, I'll give you guys a summary. Look, as part of this campaign, um, community members will be able to complete, various social media tasks and activities while earning Nero tokens as rewards. It's a massive step forward. It's going to allow us to exponentially grow our community even larger than what it is today, with every participant being given an opportunity to become part of that token ecosystem from the very beginning. As I'm sure Brian knows from BNB days, being involved and being able to earn tokens from inception, the results in that front can be exponential. This is going to be a token with a solid use case, solid rewards built in. So really excited about that. And behind the scenes, a strong community campaign is being prepared for the token launch. The goal here is not only to attract new users, but obviously also to reward our existing community for being active and engaged. Secondly, this creates an additional earning opportunity for everyone involved and everyone on the school. The more active your wallet is and the more campaign tasks you complete, the more Nero tokens you can accumulate before the token is listed, and then obviously see that potential rise in token value once you've been accumulating. Once a token is listed on exchanges, you'll be able to trade or sell the tokens or do whatever it is that you want with them. But the potential to earn those tokens prior to the listing is a massive earning opportunity. So again, the campaign is not only about earning the tokens, it also plays an important role in our exchange listing strategy. Top exchanges will look at the strength and activity of a project's community, of which that we have in spades, including active wallets and real user engagement. So by connecting your wallet, by completing the social media tasks and staying active, you'll not only earn Nero tokens that you'll be able to trade off the listing, but you'll also be able to help secure the listings on leading exchanges. So the stronger our community, the stronger our position in those will be in those discussions. So on that front, please stay tuned for updates. And I just wanted to give you that brief summary before now jumping into the slides themselves. So going ahead, what does this actually mean? This means obviously having a native token is a critical component of this Nero ecosystem. The community campaign establishes participation framework, connects the community to future developments through transparent on-chain engagement. So summarized here, as everyone can see, what it'll drive: community growth, verified wallet-based, on-chain activity, and exchange readiness. So everyone on this will play an active role in that, and you will be earning while doing that and ensure the success of our launch and our listing. All right. So to reiterate what I sort of said at the beginning, the community campaign establishes the first participation framework, right? So it enables everyone on the score and everyone of the 300,000 the partners to engage early and become eligible for future Nero token allocations through verified participation. Again, I'll stress enough, but as always, your role in this is a significant one. And whenever you play a significant role, you get rewarded handsomely. That will be, the same playbook we have for everything else we've done will be extended to this. And we know what exists here internally, and it's something we want to show to the exchange and so the world. We have a strong community, we have an active community, we have verified wallets, and we really want to drive the success of this native token. So how will this campaign work exactly? Four pretty basic steps here, right? There'll be the community tasks. These will be social media tasks, right? Not dissimilar to things you've done in the past. Obviously, verifying your wallet, which everyone should be familiar with here. But your Web3 confirming your Web3 wallet ownership, and then maintaining an eligible balance of the token through the qualification period. And then you will receive, right, your token allocation prior to the token being listed. So it's a phenomenal opportunity to be able to earn a token the airdrop to token prior to the official listing of that token. So obviously, this helps us build a much stronger ecosystem. But the number that really should stand out here, right, is there'll be up to $1 million, right, in the Nero token allocation pool, which is a massive number, which everyone on this call and everyone in our community would be able to be a part of, again, prior to this listing on leading exchanges. So I'll jump now to the growth of the decentralized exchange ecosystems. And I think Brian obviously did a phenomenal job as we think about running things in parallel from a centralized to a decentralized stage. Obviously, past performance doesn't necessarily predict or guarantee the future of our dollar Nero, the name of our token, results. But if we look at what things have happened in the past, you can see for whether it was Uniswap, whether it was Cake, whether it was SushiSwap, the folks that were able to accumulate these tokens prior to the listing, right, saw absolutely astronomical returns. And our goal here is to achieve something similar and be able to reward our community by earning those tokens prior to them listing. And obviously, as I said now, just astronomical growth that we've seen in what I would consider leading DEX similar tokens. And so again, past does not predict future, but this is a good indicator of what we would potentially expect to see our token return looking like, kind of like pre and post listing. And this obviously represents, the next stage of our Nero ecosystem. And I've touched on this on previous calls. We continue to invest time, dollars, resources, engineering capabilities to building really a truly next generation, best in class, decentralized ecosystem. This community campaign and the token behind it is another integral part of that. And so obviously it's something we're incredibly excited about, and you should be too. So let's look at let's take a deeper dive into Nero now, and some of this will be a summary of things I've discussed on these calls in the past. Some of you that either haven't been on those calls or maybe your first time. But really, when we think about Nero here, and I just touched on this now, but we really are thinking about something that is next gen, future orientated. We are deploying a significant amount of resources into building something best in class. We've gone through the necessary audits. I recently also did a podcast with Michael, several podcasts, kind of like talking about this, and we really want to drive movement onto this. I think having a decentralized component to our business here is critical. We expect the demand for decentralized finance to just continue to increase over time, and obviously behind it all is things that we've all come to know and love, and that is truly leveraging our core AI capabilities here. And again, if I just take a step back here, a non-custodial, decentralized trading infra that we're able to take to market here and see returns that we've seen from our AI capabilities is truly going to push us, hopefully well beyond that $1 billion mark, and continue to become something that is easy to understand, easy to access, highly trusted, highly reliable, that we can continue to push to our community and share in those returns. So, I spoke about this briefly just now, but look, if you don't have something that is, well, let me take a step back, and I discussed this on my podcast, but being audited and being trusted and being reliable and assessed by a third party is no longer a nice to have, it's a have to have. And I've seen so many projects in my career, I'm sure Brian has seen the same, where a lot of hype, a lot of build, one breach, one issue that was overlooked, and it becomes a very short-lived story. And so again, we spent a lot of time and a lot of money, a lot of capital, really going through our audits, the dual defense that we did, and our security results here had zero critical vulnerabilities, zero high severity vulnerabilities. And we went through independent multi-layer security validation and to truly create an enterprise-grade smart contract infrastructure. So again, for us, achieving this and having this enterprise level security achieved and audited by a third party was a critical component to our success. We want to feel safe. We want you to feel safe. We want our customers and our users to feel safe, because if people feel safe and it's audited, people will be obviously more inclined to put money to work within the ecosystem that we have created. But without the security, it's a slippery slope, and you're just exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. So, what does the Nero ecosystem look like at a high level? We've touched on a few of these, and as Brian mentioned, right, some of this represents just the back end infra to products that already exist. We've got obviously our Quantum Alpha, our Quantum Omni, which is something that I'm very proud of and really like. But Quantum Omni really is allowing us to pull from multiple AI sources, multiple intelligence layers, and multiple data inputs, so that the AI itself can continue to grow and learn and increase its overall intelligence. Ergo, providing greater results, providing smarter strategies, and more appealing to both sophisticated and first-time users. You combine that obviously with our overall AI agent infra, as well as our smart contract infra, our Web3 connectivity. And what you're really starting to see here is a complete and robust, decentralized framework that leverages the full potency of our AI capabilities within this infrastructure, and will allow us to push significant returns and growth going forward. And so we're really focused on continuing to reinvest the capital to make this smarter, to make it more efficient, to produce consistent and increasing returns, and drive more traffic and more dollars to this. Obviously, when you combine that with the token, we really believe that what we're building here, it will be a best-in-class decentralized framework, obviously leveraging the full extent of our AI capabilities. So obviously, Quantum Alpha, which you're familiar with, but this will be our first live trading agent within the Nero ecosystem. So, obviously you have your AI intelligence, your smart contract execution, and it's already live on the Nero ecosystem. Here is, and I've touched on this previously, but we'll go into it again. But again, it's important, and Brian touched on this earlier, but when you take a step back and you look at what these returns look like historically, and you think about where we can be, what we can achieve going forward, these are really phenomenal returns. We're starting to obviously see a leveling out in Bitcoin, and if certain market pundits are correct, we should be nearing the bottom now and hoping for next phase up. But if we were able to see these returns in what was really a flat / even down market, and you're still seeing month over month consistent and truly phenomenal returns, and it's impossible not to be excited about what we can achieve here as we continue to build the robust nature of this framework, as we continue to reinvest in our AI capabilities, and as we expand the platform. And once we really should be pushing for those viral moments where this should become the best in class / leading decentralized platform for anyone looking to generate outsized returns on already existing crypto holdings. But the results here sort of speak for themselves. And obviously we've got our Zeus AI bot, which is powered by Quantum Omni. I've touched on this previously, but the Quantum Omni here really, as the name suggests, omniscient, omnipotent, all-encompassing, if you will. But this is the Quantum Omni is already powering the latest generation of our Zeus AI bot, and nobody knows where the future of AI is going. What I can safely say is that we have some of the most talented engineers behind the scenes working day and night. And as we continue to push the envelope further and further with what we can do in terms of our AI infra, I really believe here that we are going to be not just at the front of this AI trading, agentic AI push, but defining what the possibilities are, defining what the capabilities are, and defining truly what outsized returns can look like. So, a quantum omni is something that is quite phenomenal, and we have some of the best engineers and minds in the world um, driving development forward on that. And these quantum omni results really, you take a step back and you pull up some charts and see what the underlying asset itself did during the same period. Um, and we're not looking for here for something to be 100%, 200%, 300%. You show someone just holding BTC during that same period and to be able to generate, let's say in June, right, Bitcoin was down, 10% for the month is truly phenomenal. And so, if we look at this, you're seeing a 2 to 3.5x higher performance compared to previous use AI trading engine during our internal validation, which it's mind blowing. And again, AI is only ever going to be as good for us as it is on any given day, and that is why we continue to push the envelope, continue to hire best in class engineers and talent to truly develop leading trading intelligence and push our product further into the market. And taking a step back, right? So have a sense of the token, you have a sense of the agents, but what we really want here is a complete decentralized ecosystem, right? That will bring together spot trading, perps, AI trading agents, right? Obviously, there's copy trading in that, but for us, it's not just about having a singular one focused product. We truly want to build here. Focus here is building is a multifaceted yet complete and robust decentralized infrastructure that we can continue to add exotic products, new products, import our existing products over. But again, before you can do any of this, right, you have to have the security in place, you have to have the trust in place, you have to have the reliability in place. And so we're pushing forward on all fronts. But truly, the goal here is to make our Nero DEX a best-in-class and most highly sought-after DEX in the market. And that is something that we believe we have, and we're going to continue to invest and push forward on that front. I touched on a few of these. I'm not going to go into each one, but what you're looking at on this slide, and it's a critical slide, is that you're looking at a complete DEX infrastructure, right? And something that you can scale, right? Scaling here is important. So you've got the spot, you've got the perps, you've got your AI agents, obviously the token and the rewards and the way the token is utilized within the governance of the DEX. There'll be staking there, and obviously your platform participation. But each one of these components, right, is again for us not a nice to have, but a have to have if we want to be a market leader in a decentralized infrastructure with a decentralized infrastructure product. So again, our goal here is to leave no stone unturned and make sure that when people use Nero, they're getting a best-in-class, first-class DEX infrastructure. Obviously, the mobile app is something that I've been very bullish on. I've spoken about before. To me, I think it represents such a critical and necessary step to be able to harness all these tools and these capabilities within the palm of your hand. We are living in a mobile-first world. There's absolutely no reason that we shouldn't have our DEX in a fully capable mobile app that folks can engage, utilize, track, monitor, earn rewards, stake, copy trade, leverage the AI from their mobile device. So it's critical for that. And for those of you that have tried to get an app listed on the App Store or on Google Play, there's an additional amount of diligence and work that has to go through on that, which is another check mark for us. Once that's approved and once there, that what we have here is real, audited, the returns speak for themselves, and it is a product that everyone on this call and our community at large should be able to push forward with the confidence and the trust that this will be something highly sought after and something that should really sell itself. So when you take a step back, then that is how we almost envision it looking today, right? When that's there. But if you have a robust platform with all the right tools and products in place, well, then it allows you to expand onto that. So whether it's RWA, whether it's prediction markets, whether it's new AI agent categories or further token utility, but all of those, we're not sleeping on any of these. These are things that we know we're kind of seeing where the puck is going, and we want to be there, right? And so for us, it wasn't about building, one product and here it is, but saying how do we build a robust and complete scalable infrastructure that we can continue to add to as it grows, grow with the community, grow amongst ourselves, and continue to push the envelope in terms of what's available from a decentralized perspective. So, with that said, I will. I think I'll hop over to Shane here. Shane, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Andrew Isaacs, COO of Aurum. Thank you for that update. And there is a lot more. I know we're a little bit limited on this call. I just wanted to go over a couple things. First of all, thank you so much, Brian Benson, CEO of Aurum, for that update, and also Andrew Isaacs. Amazing things going on. There is a lot more to this. Yes, I wanted to bring a couple updates to everyone. By the way, let me share a quick 20-second video to kind of show you how Aurum opened. And I want to show you the massive nature of this event here. So let me just share a 20-second video here and to give you an idea and bring you inside the room as Aurum launched this event in Antalya. Here we go. All right. Anyway, a quick sneak preview for you guys. A couple updates on that Bali, the promo. Now, remember, this is a promotion. Okay, everybody, write this down. This is a company promotion. This is not a partner deciding who gets to go and who doesn't get to go. The promotion includes the first. There's no time limit. It's the first 250 that qualify with direct sales. That means directly, you're going out there, directly introducing people. That's how you qualify. Once this promotion is over, it's over. Then I don't know, but maybe the company's going to come up with another promotion. Maybe it'll include groups. We don't know. All right. Let the company decide who and when they're going to promote. Don't freak out. If you're building wide and if you've got a lot of direct sales and you're one of the top 250 or the first 250, you will be going to Bali. Pretty exciting things here. And just be patient. Let the company decide when the promo. We will tell you when the next promo is. So that's a quick update on the Bali. Again, we just broke a record. Just almost 3,000 people on this call. We smashed a record. We didn't break a record. So congratulations to everyone for promoting the call. I do want to remind everyone that in the next mastery call, whenever that's going to be, we're going to promote it. We'll tell you about it. The 90-day game plan series. If, for example, I do want to mention that the very first position in Aurum is called Nova. And Nova means new. Everybody worldwide starts as a new. And my the way that I look at it is a Nova is a customer. Okay, a Nova is a customer. You're just getting started. Maybe you just want to remain a customer. And some people come in as a Nova and they stay there. They never move. They never refer. They never tell anybody about it, and that's fine. On the narrow omni and alpha, very important. Please write this down. It's going to answer a lot of questions that I'm seeing. The alpha and the omni. Okay, we're not talking about XAI bot. It's normal. We're not talking about the RWA, normal, and the Zeus. Everything is normal. But on the alpha and the omni, if you are a Nova, you are not qualified. Okay, you're a customer. You're not qualified to earn as you promote the narrow, omni, and alpha. Okay, I hope all the leaders please write this down and get this to your community. It's very important. Once you reach Voyageur, you send a signal to the company. I'm a Voyageur. I'm building a business, and now you get to qualify, and now you get to earn on the volume that you're generating through your group and through your personal work on the Omni and Alpha in the Narrow platform. Okay. Again, I can't make it any clearer than that. Try to simplify it. But on the next mastery 90-day plan, what are we doing? We're talking about creating team energy and accountability. One of the most asked questions that I get, okay, this is one of the most asked questions that I get is how do I motivate my team? You know, how my team's not, how do I motivate my team to move even faster? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to look at how to keep your team engaged and how to create friendly challenges and how to build a culture where people encourage each other to grow and grow together as a community. I mean, I wish you were there in Antalya to see how the family came together. We had people from Mongolia, we had people from Vietnam, we had people from all over the world that qualified, and some didn't speak English, and some didn't speak Mongolian, and some didn't speak, you know, whatever languages that were there from Vietnam and so on. But it was like an amazing family. But we want you to really understand. We want you to really start to understand your own simplified process and how to bring your team, you know, make sure that your team is on those mastery calls, because that's what we're talking about on the next edition of Mastery. Bring your enthusiasm. I always say that, you know, it's week 11 that we're doing, and it's really going to help you energize and strengthen your organization. It's going to help you build your community bigger, better, faster, stronger. Again, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to call into this special call. And so let me conclude with this, you know, big things really grow from small, simple actions that are easily repeated. Anybody can duplicate them over and over and over and over. So watch your process when you're introducing someone to Aurum. The question is not how good you are. Okay, that's not the question. The question is, can they repeat what you just did to them? And if the answer is no, you got to stop doing that. If you want to grow even bigger, better, faster, stronger, you need a replicatable. And this is all that we're talking about throughout the entire mastery series here, the 90 day. If you haven't seen them, or if you haven't, just go to the YouTube channel at Aurum_Foundation, and you'll go to it's a playlist that we've created. You can go one at a time, and they just build. We're on week 11. So really, duplication is not about complexity. Do not complicate this if you expect to grow a large community. Keep it real simple. It's really about clarity. It's really about simplicity. Can you keep it simple? You know, you don't have to look like a genius. You don't have to be, you know, the tech guru, the crypto expert. You just have to be consistent on how you're introducing so that they can do the same thing immediately. Again, remember, simplify, clarify, and teach, and just keep repeating. All right, simplify, clarify, teach, and just keep repeating that. And I'm really, really excited. Thank you for being here. Thank you for building duplication inside the Aurum Foundation. It is growing super, super, super fast. And I'm sure a year and a month ago, there is not one person in that room that would have imagined in a year and a month that we would be where we are right now. So my question is this: where do you think we're going to be a year from now? All right. How big do you think we're going to get? I would say double it, maybe double it again. And then we're just at the beginning. But anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you next time on week 11 of the 90-day Mastery Series. Bye for now. Let's go, Aurum. Bye for now.